What sustains me is the care that I feel from my husband, but what really sustains me is knowing that when we come to Mass every week, our kids are willing to sit and listen and learn, and what we see outside of church. The support from the church is awesome, but the support obviously leads into our daily lives, because an example I can think of is my youngest will sing various church songs and is constantly asking about Father and are we going to go see Father, and he really, really enjoys Father. That's what sustains me, is knowing that our family is together and our marriage is strong because it's based in the church. We were married in the church, and we come back to that same church weekly as a family.
We knew we wanted to get married. We knew we wanted a family. A lot of similarities between the both of us as to what we wanted. Watching that grow, you know, from Jaden to Josiah to Jaden starting kindergarten at St. Anthony's, and just watching his growth actually encourages me to continue to grow myself, and that along the way just helps our family as well as our marriage.
I find the most peace when we're together. When we're together as a family, whether it's here at church, which is important, but also Juwan and I don't see each other a lot. He works second shift, I work first shift. He also works a lot on the weekends. So anytime the four of us get to do something, just us, it's really special. And I feel really at peace when that happens.
That's definitely a peaceful moment, you know, just having family movie night or family game night, going out in the backyard with the kids, whether it be doing work, clean up leaves, or the rare occasion that I do get to help do dishes. I've learned a whole lot, but I know I still have so much more to learn. It goes a long way with getting to know the person that, you know, even though you dated for 3 years or something like that, and you think, hey, I know this person, I want to marry this person, and you get married and you're like, who is this person I married? You're still learning each other, you're still getting to see that person for who they are.
And understanding that the way that you were brought up and the way that you were learning things, or you were taught how to do things, or the experiences you have in life are not only valid, but they're good, but that doesn't necessarily make them the same as what the other person has experienced. And sometimes just accepting the fact that we are different because of the way that we were raised or brought up or whatever, we have to figure out our own route. And it doesn't necessarily have to match one or the other's background. It has to be our own, maybe a mixture of the two.
Father told me that I had a great guy, but that the foundation of our marriage should be centered around God and the church, and to make sure that that was always part of the foundation.
My sense of peace came in when I had actually left the Catholic Church, not purposely, but I just stopped going to Mass. And when I met Diane and we decided to get married and I talked with her parents, they brought me back into the Catholic Church, and that is when I felt my sense of peace.
The ongoing affirmation is together as a married couple, that we sustain each other in that sense, and that also our children, but our extended family and our extended community here at church.
My affirmation is also through the children that we have. It's proof that God has love. It's proof that with marriage, all good things can be created. It was just a remarkable thing and a beautiful gift from God, our children. And what sustains me is the participation in the parish and the participation with our parishioners, and whether it be lecturing, commentating, ushering, committees, and just bringing my family to church. as a married couple and our family, so people can watch us grow and our children grow as Catholics.
And in choosing marriage, it was a sacrament that we do appreciate, that we continue to flourish, and we always have to continue with prayer, whether it's alone. I like my alone time with the rosary and adoration. I like prayer at home with our family, but also together in church with our community here and our extended family. So.
When I was younger, I did a lot of soul searching, trying to figure out what vocation I was called to, partly because my older sister did feel a very strong call to the religious life, and so then I really looked up to her. I did a lot of soul searching as well, but I never felt that same sort of strong call when I was younger. I did feel a call to a life of service, and so I knew I wanted to teach. At one point I thought I wanted to be a missionary, maybe I still do, but I definitely feel a sense of peace in my commitment to teaching, and that actually has been a very big part of my marriage as well, because my husband and I teach at the same place. Our lives are completely intertwined, and that's the way we like it.
Growing up, I'm actually Mennonite, so we don't have quite the constrained definition of vocation, in that it's much more broadly interpreted, and so it was a much broader discernment process of what did I want to do with my life, and how was I going to serve others, and how was I going to be Christ out in the world. I grew up in a congregation where about half of the people there saw their vocation as teaching, and I sort of followed in my parents, or some of them, and everyone else's footsteps, and wanting to teach at Loras, or teach, ended up at Loras. Married to Angie, and that's been a very life-changing and life-giving decision.
We are sustained in our vocation with, we feel a strong need for community. We appreciate we have strong family support, which is great, and we also feel that we need to be involved and we need to serve our community as we grow in our faith and our relationship together. And because we don't have, partly because we don't have family in the area, we really feel like we need to develop our parish community. We have been involved, and we continue to reap the benefits of being involved. We're both in the choir at the cathedral. We've been involved in faith sharing groups.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing that every Christian needs to learn to develop, and sometimes it's easier to do this in community, is some sort of spiritual discipline, and I feel that, especially since Noah came along, we're developing our own familial spiritual discipline.
We have always felt like we should do some sort of daily prayer together in a communal setting, but that's become much more a reality with our son because he has a bedtime. It's much easier to sort of set that routine, so that's been good for us, and it's a continually developing process.